an unfortunate one. What we're learning is that BJP leader and former Foreign Minister SM Krishna has passed away at the age of 91. Former Karnataka Chief Minister SM Krishna, he passed away at his home in Bangalore, is what we are learning past midnight. He was 91-year-old and he in fact had served as the External Affairs Minister. He in fact took his last breath at around 2:45 a.m. is what the family has informed. He in fact served as the Chief Minister of Karnataka between 1999 to 2004 and the Governor of Maharashtra between 2004 to 2008. For more on this, let me go across to my colleague Neha, who joins us live in the broadcast. Neha, we are learning this very unfortunate news that is coming from Karnataka, that former Karnataka Chief Minister SM Krishna has passed away.
Well, that's right. In fact, we're picking up that in the wee hours of the morning, former Chief Minister there, former External Affairs Minister, and quite a political stalwart himself, in fact, SM Krishna, having passed away. What we do know is that, in fact, he wasn't keeping well for the past couple of months. And now, of course, this unfortunate news there coming in. We're being told that, of course, as of now, his mortal remains are currently at his residence where he passed away. And possibly later in the days when, in fact, the final rites there would be conducted. It's also imperative, at this point, of course, to just take a second to mention, that SM Krishna himself was even awarded, the Padma Vibhushan, the second highest civilian honor in recognition of his political career that spans for nearly about 6 decades. And apart from the fact that, he's also, of course, been with several parties there in the past, the BJP, the Congress, and most importantly, several people have even credited him with the fact that, Karnataka has been termed the Silicon Valley or the IT capital. It was, in fact, under his vision that it first drew this tag. So, all in all, of course, we'll really have to wait it out now and see as to how, of course, the final rites there and how the day really goes by. But in all, of course, quite a big loss there for the political circles in the state of Karnataka.
Well, absolutely. And it is also being said that he was a key figure in making Bangalore a tech capital. Thank you, Neha, for all the details. We'll keep coming back to you for more on this. Now, shifting our focus to another story that is coming from the state of Karnataka amid the ongoing winter session there of the Karnataka Legislative Assembly in Belagavi. The quota agitation by the Panchmasali community, a subsect of Lingayats, has taken a center stage. The community was preparing to take out a tractor rally yesterday in Belagavi, seeking a change in their reservation category, but we're learning that the Congress government there has imposed curbs on the same. What the community currently has is the reservation under the 3B category, which is a quota of 5% for all the communities within this category. However, this community is now seeking reservation under the category 2A, which is the reservation of about 15% is the demand that is coming from this community. Now, ahead of this protest, a top seer from the community has in fact met with the top leadership of the Karnataka BJP unit, including the state BJP president B.Y. Vijendra, and the BJP has made it clear that they will back this community as far as their agitation is concerned, seeking a revision in their reservation category.
Along with our former minister C.C. Patil, Dr. Ashwath Narayan and all our senior MLAs, met Parama Pujya Jayamrityunjaya Swamiji and conveyed our complete support to their protest. Because earlier when Yediyurappa ji was the chief minister, there was wrong perception that was created by our own people. Even Swamiji was also under the impression that Yediyurappa ji did not support for their cause. But I clarified today, if at all, if Panchamsali Samaj is demanding 2A reservation, it's because when Yediyurappa ji was the chief minister, he gave 3B to Panchamsali Lingayat community. Only then they got right to claim for 2A reservation.
However, the Congress party believes that BJP is only trying to score the political brownie points by lending the support to the agitation. Chief Minister is all set to table the Supreme Court order and the affidavit submitted by the previous BJP government regarding the reservation that was given to this community under the category 2A in the State Assembly today. Now, ahead of the session, the Congress party has accused the BJP of hijacking the protest only to further their political agenda. Have a look.
हाँ, कब विरोध पक्ष में रहे कांग्रेस उस समय पंचमशाली का संघर्ष को सपोर्ट करता था। उस समय आज मंत्री है, उस समय विधायक केवल विधायक थी। उन्होंने कहा हम इस्तीफा देने का तैयार है। आज वो समुदाय का इशू नहीं है ऐसा बोलता है। गिरगिट भी ऐसा रंग बदलता है, कांग्रेस भी ऐसा रंग बदल रहा है।
Crossing over to my colleague Deepak, who joins us live on the broadcast. Deepak, there's a complete showdown in Karnataka over the reservation to this particular community. Give us more details.
Yes, today they're expected to hold a march, and they're also attempting to Gherao the Suvarna Sauda in Belgavi. So you could expect a lot of drama to unfold, in the first half of the day. We've seen, a lot of controversy that has erupted over this protest. Some of the Congress legislators who are a part of these protests during the time of the BJP regime now are saying that they have not consulted them and they have no right to protest. There were also reports of, the protest itself being blocked. The Home Minister went on to clarify that the protest will be allowed. But people coming in tractors will not be entertained. People will have to come to protest in regular vehicles. No tractor protest is going to be allowed, risking that there would be a stoppage of traffic and inconvenience to the public and also the ongoing assembly session. With the pressure that's mounting from the Panchamasali Lingayat community, we'll really have to see what sort of decision the state government really takes in the matter, considering the fact that it is also, of course, sub judice.
Well, absolutely, Deepak. And also the Congress is saying that BJP has, in a way, hijacked the protests and they are trying to score the political brownie points as well. Take us through the war of words as far as this reservation and the quota agitation is concerned.
We've seen a delegation of BJP leaders meet this year, and they have extended full support to these protests that are going to be held. As far as the Congress is concerned, some of the legislators have gone ahead and met, this year who's leading the agitation, Jaya Mrutyunjaya Swamiji, and we've heard the Chief Minister himself in the well of the House speak about this meeting and go on to say that right now the only solution that they have is to, of course, write to the Permanent Backward Classes Commission, and after a report is submitted from them, that's when reservation can be provided under 2A. He cites what happened under the BJP rule where, the 4% given to the Muslims was taken away, given to the Vakaligas and the Lingayats equally. And he says that this didn't stand the test of the courts, and that's the reason it has to go on in a systematic manner at this point in time.
Well, absolutely. And as far as this agitation is concerned, endorsement has come from the Bharatiya Janata Party, with the Congress saying that this is, in fact, just BJP trying to earn the political brownie points. Thank you, Deepak, for all the details. We'll keep coming back to you for more on this. Shifting our focus